Do you feel that the amount of knowledge that people know about stories before they even go to see them kind of ruins the art of story? For example, you have hype, where people advertise the hell out of a movie before the trailers are even finished. So people are going in because of all the merchandise and all the talk and all the star things. You get college stink, where people just talk about the intellectualization of a movie. They talk about the theories and the ideas behind it and the allegories. Even if they're not there, they'll make something up. They'll talk about the childhood of the people doing it. They'll talk about their relationships. They'll talk about behind-the-scenes gossips and the technical makeup and all this stuff before the movie hits the cinemas. And do you feel it destroys people's love of story? I didn't see Avatar because I didn't see the point. I knew everything about it before I even sat down in the cinema. What would be the point in seeing it? I'd sit there and all I could think about would be the 3D. I'd think about James Cameron. I'd think about Sigourney Weaver, and I'd think about how did Weta make this thing? And I'd think about what an interesting allegory they've done of the Vietnam War or the Smurfs or whatever the hell the thing was about. And you'd be doing all this, and you wouldn't even really be enjoying it. So there's a part of me that thinks, does this in a way help destroy the art of the story?
That's an excellent question, and it's certainly a danger. All of that pre-film publicity, pre-publication of novels is the same sort of thing. Television promotion, it happens in the theater. Marketing, all of this is marketing, and then it goes beyond that, and it becomes a cultural phenomenon and a lot of involvement by people, especially, as you said, through the internet, and there is a danger there, no question. But this is nothing new. Charles Dickens used to write his novels in episodes that were published once a month in magazines, okay? And so it might take, I don't know how many issues to tell the complete novel. And these episodes created enormous interest, and they were all sort of cliffhangers, and people got deeply involved in these characters. And they say that back in the 19th century, when the boats would arrive from England with the new issues of this magazine and the next installment of a Charles Dickens story, there was virtually a riot on the dock of people tearing open these bundles of magazines to read. And, of course, they had talked about it amongst themselves, written letters to one another. I mean, in its own 19th century way, the same sort of human curiosity about storytelling and the celebrity of the writer and and speculation about the characters, that's always gone on, at least for a couple hundred years. But here's what happens. Despite all of that, and I'm really sorry you didn't see Avatar, because it's wonderful. In its fascist storytelling way, but it's really good. And what happens is that even somebody like me, who has, thinks about these things day in and day out, and writes about them and talks about them, when a story is really good, when I go to a really fine film, turn on an excellent television show, go to the theater, open a wonderful novel, I become a child. And all of that pre-publication, pre-production talk and marketing and whatnot just goes out the window. And I get empathetically involved with these characters. I get into their story. And if it's really good, I live through it just as if I were an 8-year-old again, going to the movies, all starry-eyed. And if it's good. If it's not good, then I sit there analyzing it and comparing it to the marketing and wondering how in the world did the Prince of Persia ever make this kind of money? And so in a sense, bad movies, at least for me, can be entertaining up to a point, because I get to, think about while I'm watching it, why it's so dreadful and how it was so misrepresented in all of that marketing, and on it goes. But it is a danger. I agree with you. Too much talk and too much anticipation and too much, spoiler alerts on the internet are certainly a danger. But if the writing is really good and the storytelling on stage, page, or screen is really good, I think that most of us just get carried away into the storytelling and enjoy it despite all that hyperactivity that surrounds it.